Number 6 is 0. 9 is 8. 12 is x equals 5. You might have got x equals negative 13, but it will not work. 15 is 6.456 and negative 8.456 will not work. Number 21, you should get 3.322. 24 is negative 0.585. 27 is 1.356. 30 is negative 0.297. 32 is 0.226. 36 is 4 and negative 1, but negative 1 won't work as well. Come with questions over those for next time. That was solving logarithmic and exponential equations. So now we're going to put the y logarithms and natural log equations were invented. And the reason they were invented was to be able to solve problems involving interest. So like you go to a bank and you put money into an account, people wanted to know, how long am I going to have that money in here to be able to make the amount of money that I want when I want to take it out. So we have to know two formulas. And the first formula works for anything that is not compounded continuously. So when they say compounded annually, semi-annually, weekly, bi-weekly, quarterly, monthly, bi-monthly, things like that. This is what equation they're talking about. This bottom one is only when they say compounded continuously. That means it's compounding all the time. So, the P in both equations, P is the principal, or the amount that you put in to the account. So it's the amount that goes in to whatever you're trying to fund. The R represents the interest rate. And it will be written as a decimal. The N in this equation represents the number of times it's compounded. So if I say yearly, that means it's only compounded once. If I say semi-annually, that means twice. Weekly, there's 52 weeks in a year. Bi-weekly, so that's twice a week, so 104. Quarterly would be 4, because there's 4 quarters in a year. Monthly would be 12, so on and so forth. The T in both equations represents the number of years. And what they both equal, the A, is the money you get out. The E is the E on your calculator for natural log. So, those two formulas need to be memorized, and you need to know which one goes with which. So, if I want to know what the amount results in for this investment, if I have $50 compounded monthly at 6% after 3 years, I have to choose which formula to use. You should pick that first formula. P times 1 plus R over N to the NT power, where P is the 50, R is 0.06, N is monthly, so 12, and T is 3 for 3 years. So, if I plug those values into my equation, I would have 50 times 1 plus 0.06 over N times, or to the N times 3. So what I do is I'm just going to type it just like that in my calculator. If you want to do order of operations, go for it. So when I type that into my calculator, I get $59.83 after 3 years. You're done. So see if you can do this one on your own. So it says, so if you unpause the video, you should have picked the first, why do I keep doing that? The first equation. You should have said P is 600, R is 0.05, N is 365, and T is 3. So when you plug in to your equation, you will get, let's see, 600 times 1 plus 0.05 divided by 365 to the 365 times 3, and I put parentheses around that, and you get $697.09. And you're done. So see if you can come up with this one. Compound it continuously. You should pick P equals E to the RT, where P is $100. R is 0.1. T is 2 1/4 years. So you got 100. E to the 0.1 times 2 1/4, excuse me, so 100. Hit that E key. 0.1 times 2.25 equals $125.23. And you're done. So these ones are fairly simple. When it gives you all the information, you just have to plug it into the formula. So what if I want to know something different? So this time I want to know the principal that I get out, that I have to put in. So I want to get $100, so that means A equals 100. My time is 2 years. My rate is 6%, so 0.06. And my N is monthly, so 12. So I have A equals P times 1 plus R over N to NT. So A is 100 equals P times 1 plus R, 0.06 over N to the 12 times 2. So how would you solve for P? Well, let's figure out what all of this is. So I'm going to go parentheses 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12, close the parentheses, to the 24th power is 1.127. So P times 1.127. So how would you solve for P? Divide 100 divided by that. And you get $88.72 is what you would have to deposit in the account to be able to make $100.